Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Motivated Mind Zone. Ready to boost your English skills? Here are 75 essential phrases you need for daily conversations. Let's get started. And welcome back to the deep dive. So today we're tackling, well, quite a comprehensive source. It's a guide to 75 simple English phrases.
75? Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
It does, but the mission for you, our listener, is to kind of quickly get past that textbook feel,
Yeah.
you know, and really find the personality in the language that makes conversation sound, well, natural.
And the source itself calls these phrases little keys. I like that analogy. Keys to open doors in conversation.
Exactly. That's what we're exploring, how these simple phrases unlock things.
And the guide has this lovely philosophy, doesn't it? It stresses that learning this stuff is not a race. It's like a slow, beautiful
A
dance.
slow dance, yeah.
Yeah,
Not frantic memorization.
right. The idea isn't force-feeding yourself 75 lines. It's more about feeling the music of these words, finding maybe just a few that, feel right for you, your style.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what we've done is synthesize all this into basically 4 core skills, things you really need.
Okay.
Section 1, nailing those greetings, and, importantly, sharing how you really feel.
Getting beyond I'm fine.
Exactly. Section 2, building connections. Small talk, yes, but also showing you agree, you're aligned.
Building bridges, like you said.
Then Section 3, this is a tricky one often, handling disagreement politely and also asking for help without feeling awkward.
Yeah, essential skills.
And finally, Section 4, showing gratitude, real gratitude, and ending conversations smoothly, warmly, leaving a good feeling.
So it's the whole arc of a conversation, really.
Pretty much. And we're really focusing on the nuance, the context, why these tiny phrases feel so warm and carry so much personality.
We're ditching those stiff textbook answers. We want to show you how native speakers use subtlety, a bit of humor sometimes, resilience, all in everyday chats.
Yeah, that's where the real fluency happens, isn't it?
That's the goal.
Okay, let's dive right in. Section 1, that first impression, it counts for so much.
It really does.
And if you're stuck on, hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. Well, you sound correct, technically.
But maybe a little distant. Robotic?
Exactly. You need warmth,
Yeah.
right from the first word.
And chapter 1 in our source material, it gives us this great spectrum of greetings, ways to manage expectations right away. They signal the tone, don't they, before you even get into the main topic.
Let's start with the softest one it mentions. Hey there. Where does this one fit?
Hey, it's exactly that. Soft, friendly acknowledgement. It's not loud. It's not demanding.
So, like seeing a neighbor across the street, or maybe the person at the coffee shop you see every morning.
Perfect examples. It's gentle. It doesn't really require a big response. A little wave, a quick smile, that's enough. It's much softer than a big booming hello, which can sometimes feel a bit abrupt.
Right, it kind of lowers the energy level gently.
It does. Manages it right from the start.
Okay, moving up the energy scale just a bit. The classic casual one. What's up? This feels like shorthand sometimes.
It totally is. What's up? It basically means, how are you, or anything interesting happening. But the really interesting part, the source points this out, is the almost automatic reply.
Not much.
Not much, exactly. It's like this little call and response. And when you say not much, you're signaling a few things. Like, 1, you're relaxed. 2, nothing terrible or urgent is going on.
And 3, maybe you're open to chat, but you don't have big news to drop right now.
Precisely. It's an efficient little system. The source called it a little song between friends.
Oh, I like that. A little song. Quick, confirm things are okay. Doesn't derail the whole day.
But what if you want to signal more sincerity right away? Then you look at phrases that inject a bit more empathy, like, how's your day treating you?
Ah, yes. The source talks about the language here, the anthropomorphic bit. The day isn't just time passing. It's actively treating you somehow.
Exactly. Is the day being kind to you?
Hmm.
Tough. Surprising. And because it's less common than just, how are you, it makes the other person pause.
Makes them think of a real answer, maybe?
Yeah, and it shows you care enough to ask something a bit different. It shows that extra kindness the source mentioned. You'd use this with someone you genuinely care about, right? A colleague having a rough time, maybe a family member.
Okay, now let's switch gears slightly. The British context, we absolutely have to talk about that super versatile word.
Oh, all right. Yes, this one's a chameleon. You really need to listen to the tone.
It can mean so many things.
Hello, how are you? Are you okay?
It's all in the delivery. The source breaks this down well. If someone, friend, stranger, whoever says, all right,
Mm-hmm.
quickly, with a kind of upbeat, rising tone, like they're almost singing it,
Yeah.
it's just, hello, how are you? It's fast, efficient,
Yeah.
a standard greeting.
But, and this is the crucial bit, the tone changes completely if they're actually concerned about you.
Totally different. If they say, all right, slowly, softly, and the pitch kind of drops at the end,
Mm-hmm.
lower sinking sound.
Then they're genuinely asking, are you okay? Is something wrong? Exactly. Maybe you look tired or upset. And you, the listener, you have to catch that shift. The rhythm, the volume, the pitch. If you misread a soft, concerned, all right, as just a cheerful, hi, you missed that chance.
You miss the opening to share or just to connect on that deeper level.
Understanding that tonal difference is, honestly, maybe one of the most important takeaways here. It's subtle, but vital.
That's incredibly helpful. Okay, let's flip the coin. We've talked about asking. Now let's talk about answering, giving real, nuanced answers. Chapter 3 calls this the color box of feelings.
Yes, moving past, I'm fine, thank you, because, let's be honest, native speakers rarely just say that unless they're, being very formal or trying to end the conversation quickly. They use variety to show how they really feel.
So let's look at the positive, but maybe humble ones first. We've got this straightforward, pretty good, thanks.
Can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah.
Friendly, positive, works almost anywhere.
But contrast that with him, can't complain. This one's interesting.
It really is. Can't complain is fascinating. It's partly about humility, partly contentment. On the surface, it just means things are okay, nothing bad's happening.
But you mentioned context matters.
Yeah, in some maybe more formal or professional circles, it could occasionally sound a little passive or like you're avoiding saying things are great, but mostly casually, it's solid. It means I'm content. It's that perfect middle ground when you don't want to brag, but you definitely don't want to sound negative.
Okay. But what if things are a bit difficult? We need phrases that show resilience, but without, being a downer.
That's where idioms really shine, hanging in there. That's a great one. It's sincere, it's honest.
So, like, if you've had a tough week at work, maybe you're getting over a cold.
Exactly. You say, oh, hanging in there. It signals things are a bit tough. You're managing despite it all. But crucially, it doesn't demand immediate advice or deep sympathy from the other person.
It's honest, but contained.
Mm-hmm. And then there's that really vivid one, rolling with the punches. That sounds more active, like dealing with ongoing stuff.
It does. It comes from boxing, right? Leaning into the hits instead of stiffening up. So if you say you're rolling with the punches, you're showing flexibility, strength.
And acceptance, yeah. That problems happen, and you're dealing with them as they come. You're staying strong.
So maybe a small business owner whose suppliers keep changing. Yeah, we're just rolling with the punches, finding new ways.
Perfect example. It's actually quite an optimistic phrase in a way. Shows you're actively problem solving.
Okay, now for the fun one. The sarcasm. We absolutely have to unpack living the dream.
Oh, yes. This one. The source is clear. It's almost always sarcastic. You use it when things are actually really busy or difficult or just plain chaotic.
But the delivery is everything, right? The context.
Yeah.
A tired laugh, maybe shaking your head. How do you make sure someone learning this gets the joke and doesn't sound confused?
You need the nonverbal cues. Let's paint a picture. Imagine someone's just pulled an all-nighter finishing a massive report. They look exhausted.
Okay, and I ask, wow, rough night getting that report done.
And they lean back, maybe rub their eyes, give a tired chuckle, and say, oh yeah, just living the dream. Finally hit send at 3 a.m.
Got it. The sarcasm, the shared exhaustion. It creates this immediate bond, actually. You're using irony to cope.
Exactly. If you said that with a big, genuine smile and bright eyes, it would make no sense. People would think you actually won the lottery while finishing the report. It's all about using humor to share a tough moment.
Okay, good clarification. And to round out these how are your answers, we have ones about steady progress, plugging along.
I like that one. It's very visual, isn't it? Like a little engine just steadily working away, making progress, even if it's slow or maybe a bit monotonous. It feels patient.
Yeah, gentle, patient progress.
Yeah.
And then, so far so good.
Pure, cautious optimism. Everything's okay up to this exact moment.
With a little prayer, it stays that way.
Pretty much. It acknowledges the present is fine with an unspoken hope for the future.
All right, moving in section 2. Using those shared, simple topics to build connection. Small talk gets a bad rap sometimes, but the source frames it nicely. Building a little bridge.
It's like social scaffolding, isn't it? You don't jump straight into the deep end. You need that common ground first. And what's more common than the weather?
The ultimate neutral territory. The classic opener. Nice weather today, isn't it?
Can't get much safer than that. It's positive, low stakes, pretty much guarantees agreement. Perfect for, like the source says, waiting for a bus next to someone.
But sometimes the stronger connection comes from sharing a negative experience.
Right.
Like, it's brutal out there.
Yes. Using a strong word like brutal, meaning harsh. Difficult for extreme weather, like scorching heat or freezing wind.
It validates what the other person is likely feeling, too.
Exactly. You're not downplaying it. You're saying, wow, this heat-cold wind is intense and I feel it too. It creates this instant bond over shared discomfort. We're in this together.
Then there are the playful ones, like the
Oh.
joke, hot enough for you.
Yeah, the humor there is just the sheer obviousness of it. If it's boiling hot, asking that is clearly rhetorical. It's just a light way to acknowledge the situation.
Less serious than brutal. And you contrast that with shared hope, like, we needed this rain, especially after a dry spell.
Mm-hmm. Or that lovely visual phrase, sun's trying to come out. You can almost see it, can't you? That moment the clouds start to break. Sharing that little hopeful observation connects people.
And the great thing about weather chat is how it flows naturally into caring goodbyes.
It really does.
Yeah.
Saying, stay cool today when it's hot, or drive safe out there if the roads are bad.
They're not just generic farewells.
No, they're little extensions of that small talk bridge. They add a layer of genuine care. I'm thinking about your comfort and safety. It just adds warmth.
So once you've built that little bridge, you need to show alignment. Chapter 4 talks about agreeing naturally, showing you're on the same team.
Yeah, this is key for collaboration, for rapport, and we need to go beyond just saying yes or I agree. The way we agree matters.
We can use single words for strong agreement, like,
Exactly.
exactly.
Implies precision.
Yes.
What you said is perfectly correct. Then you have
Totally. More casual, more enthusiastic.
definite EG's totally more with friends. It shows energy.
And then there's using a number,
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that we use maths for feelings.
Right. 100% means complete agreement, no doubt whatsoever. You might use this in a meeting, maybe. I support that idea 100%. It's very confident, very emphatic.
Okay, but now for the really interesting one linguistically. The phrase that uses a negative to show maximum agreement. Couldn't agree more. Why is that often seen as more powerful, maybe even more respectful than just saying, I agree completely?
It's subtle, but it's about implied intensity. When you say, I agree completely, it's like, okay, I heard you, I processed it, and now I agree.
Right.
But when you say, I couldn't agree more, you're saying your level of agreement is already at the absolute maximum. It's impossible for it to be any higher.
Okay. It implies the point was so well made, so obviously correct, that your agreement was instantaneous and total.
Exactly. It suggests the logic is undeniable. So in more formal settings, maybe discussing something important, it can sound more sophisticated, more respectful of the other person's point while still being incredibly strong.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of being on the same page, we have those shared brain phrases. That's what I was thinking.
Simple, direct. Shows your thoughts were aligned.
And the more visual one. You took the words right out of my mouth.
That one's great for building rapport quickly. It creates this mental image of perfect synchronicity, like you're both about to say the exact same thing. It really strengthens that feeling of connection, of being truly understood.
Okay. And finally, the more neutral confirmations. When you're just acknowledging something, makes sense. Fair enough.
Fair enough is calm acceptance. It means, Okay, the point you made is reasonable, the logic holds up. You might not be wildly enthusiastic, but you accept it.
Sounds about right.
That's more relaxed confirmation. Like if someone summarizes a meeting or explains a situation and it matches your understanding, you'd say, yes, that's about right. It keeps things moving smoothly without friction. It's the quiet glue.
All right. Section 3. This can be the tricky one for language learners, I think. Disagreeing. It's necessary sometimes, but it feels risky, doesn't it?
It really can. The guide emphasizes the goal here. Protect the relationship while speaking your mind. That's the tightrope walk.
And the key seems to be diplomacy, empathy, and what the source calls a validation buffer. You have to show you heard them first.
Absolutely. You need to acknowledge their point before you offer yours. It softens the blow.
So the guide gives 2 key openers for this. The first is pretty standard. I see your point, but
That's your basic polite pivot. It works.
the second one feels a bit deeper. I get where you're coming from, however.
Yes, getting where they're coming from shows more empathy. It acknowledges the reasoning behind their opinion, their perspective, their feelings, their experience. It says, I understand how you arrived at that conclusion.
That feels much more connecting before you introduce the however.
It does. It validates them more fully before you present your different view.
Now, how about offering that different view? Phrases like, I'd look at it a bit differently. Is that maybe too formal for everyday chat?
Good question. With close friends talking about, I don't know, a movie, maybe a bit spiff, but in a work context or discussing something with a bit more weight, it's perfectly diplomatic. It respects their view while clearly signaling you have another one.
Okay. And the alternative it gives is, that's one way to see it. That sounds even softer.
It is softer. It acknowledges their perspective is valid. It is one way. But it gently opens the door for other valid perspectives, including yours, to exist. It's less direct than, I disagree.
What if you genuinely don't know? If you're not disagreeing, just undecided. The source has 2 great visual phrases for this.
Yeah, these are useful. I'm torn. That paints a picture, doesn't it? Being pulled in 2 different directions, emotionally or logically.
Like choosing between 2 job offers, maybe. Or 2 solutions to a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other common visual, I'm on the fence.
Literally sitting in the middle, can't jump down on either side yet.
Precisely. It's neutral. It's honest. If someone asks if you want to go out or stay in, and you genuinely see the pros and cons of both, I'm on the fence, is perfect.
Yeah.
Both phrases manage expectations. They tell the other person you're still thinking, you haven't landed yet.
And if you discuss and you just can't align, the mature way out.
The classic.
Yeah.
Let's agree to disagree. It's a crucial tool, really.
Why is it so important?
Because it stops the debate respectfully. It signals that you've both made your points, you understand the other's position, but further argument isn't going to change minds, it's just going to cause friction. It prioritizes the relationship over winning the argument.
That's a really valuable perspective. Okay, shifting gears from disagreement to vulnerability, maybe. Asking for help, Chapter 6. The source makes a great point. Asking for help is strength. It shows trust.
It really is, not weakness. And the guide gives us ways to do it gracefully so the request lands well.
Let's start with the absolute classic idiom. Could you give me a hand?
So versatile. Can mean literal physical help. Give me a hand with this box, or non-physical help. Give me a hand with this spreadsheet. Everyone understands it. It's friendly.
Then there's the really clever, flattering one. Can I borrow your brain for a sec?
Yeah. Yeah, this one's genius. It's basically a compliment disguised as a request.
How so?
You're explicitly saying you value their intelligence, their expertise. Your brain is so good, I need to borrow it. By framing it that way, you make them want to help because you've just acknowledged how smart they are. It turns asking for help into a chance for them to shine.
That's brilliant. And crucially, before you jump into a big ask, respecting their time. Got a minute.
Oh, absolutely vital. Nobody likes being ambushed with a complex request out of the blue. Asking, got a minute, first is just basic consideration.
Shows you value their time.
Exactly. In email or chat, it's like sending that quick, hey, free for a quick question first. It makes people much more receptive because they feel respected, not imposed upon.
And for someone new to a situation, a job, a hobby. Asking for the basics. Could you show me the ropes?
Fantastic idiom. Comes from sailing, learning the ropes of the rigging. You use it when you're new and need someone experienced to teach you the fundamental procedures, the basic skills to get started. Hey, I'm new here. Could you show me the ropes? Signals humility, eagerness to learn.
And this brings us back to reciprocity again. I owe you one. It's not just thanks.
No, it's a promise. It creates balance, whether you say it just before they help, kind of as an encouragement, or right after as thanks. It reinforces that social contract. Favors get returned, keeps the friendship strong and fair.
Okay, final stretch. Section 4. Saying thank you authentically and making sure conversations end on a warm, positive note. Chapter 7 looks at the scale of gratitude.
Yeah, using language that matches how much the help actually meant.
So, we can start with friendly exaggeration. Thanks a ton.
Great casual one, shows big gratitude, but lightly.
But for help that was genuinely, really crucial. You're a lifesaver.
That's a big one. It's a huge compliment. Makes the other patient feel like a hero. You save this for when their help really averted a disaster or solved a major problem.
Like, I remember a colleague spotted a huge error in a report minutes before I had to present it. If she hadn't. Oh boy, that was definitely you're a lifesaver
Yeah.
moment.
Perfect use case. It conveys the emotional weight, the relief you felt. It's powerful.
Contrast that drama with just sincere, heartfelt thanks. Appreciate it.
Short, simple, but effective. It clearly says, I recognize the value of what you did.
And maybe a step deeper emotionally. That means a lot.
Yes. This one highlights the emotional impact of their kindness. Maybe they did something that wasn't required, something extra thoughtful, saying, that means a lot. Tells them their effort really resonated with you personally.
And circling back again, I owe you one. The reciprocity tool. Using it after they help confirms that commitment to return the favor. Keeps things balanced.
Absolutely. Now, just as important as saying thanks is knowing how to respond to thanks naturally, avoiding those stiff replies.
Right. The source contrasts casual versus humble replies here.
Exactly. You've got no worries. Super common now. Very relaxed, casual. Means don't stress about thanking me. It was easy.
Okay. And the more traditional one, don't mention it.
Yeah, don't mention it is more humble. It implies the effort was so small, it's not even worth mentioning or thanking. A bit more formal, maybe?
Both polite, but no worries definitely has that modern laid-back feel.
And don't forget the cheerful one. Happy to help. That's great, because it explicitly says helping was a pleasure, not a chore. Very positive, very reassuring.
Okay, last piece. Smooth, polite exits,
Yeah.
Chapter 8. The source makes a really smart distinction here between focusing on your need to leave versus focusing on the other person.
Yeah, this is subtle but important for showing consideration. You can focus on yourself. I'd better get going.
That signals your need to leave, right? Your schedule is calling. Perfectly fine for many situations.
Totally fine. Quick chat on the street, coffee break ending. It works.
But the more considered option focuses outward. I'll let you get back to it.
This one shows more awareness. You're acknowledging their time, their tasks, whatever they were doing before you interrupted, or that they need to do next.
So if you called someone busy or stopped by their desk and they look swamped.
Exactly. Saying, okay, well, I'll let you get back to it, shows you respect their time and focus. It's a really thoughtful way to exit, marks you as considerate.
And finally, planning for the future or not. Two similar phrases, different commitments.
Big difference here. Talk soon versus let's catch up soon.
Talk soon is just
Ugh.
nice. A pleasant way to say goodbye.
Yeah, it's a general positive sign-off. Hope we speak again sometime. No firm plan implied.
Whereas, let's catch up soon implies more.
Definitely. Catch-up means you intend to actually share news, updates, have a proper conversation about what's been happening. It suggests setting aside time for a real interaction.
So use "eishing soon" if you actually mean it, if you want to plan something.
Right. If you're just leaving the bus stop after chatting about the weather, talk soon is fine. If you bump into an old friend you haven't seen in ages, let's catch up soon implies you want to make a plan. Knowing that difference helps manage expectations perfectly.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive, it really shows how those 75 phrases, they're not just lines to memorize. They build these core skills, from warm hellos and showing real
You're
feelings
using resilience, humor.
to disagreeing politely with those validation buffers, asking for help gracefully.
And ending things smoothly, respectfully. These little phrases, they really are the keys to sounding well, natural and confident, not like an audio textbook. And maybe, just to wrap up, let's loop back to that one incredibly versatile word we started with. All right.
Ah, yes, the chameleon.
We talked about how context, tone, body language, they completely change its meaning.
So what's the final thought for our listener on the power packed into just that one word?
I think it really highlights that mastering conversation is, it's fundamentally about relationships, not just vocabulary lists. When you hear
Right.
sharp, quick, rising tone, big smile, that's connection building, energy moving greeting. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear it slow, soft, pitch dropping, maybe eye contact held a bit longer, that same word transforms into a genuine inquiry, an offer of support. Are you truly okay? The word's the same, but the whole human interaction pivots.
So it's not just the words.
Not at all. It's the music, the rhythm, the empathy behind the words. That's where natural English lives.
That's a fantastic insight to end on. So we really encourage you, maybe pick just one or two phrases from today. Perhaps try a more nuanced answer than "I'm fine," or experiment with "I see your point," but see how it feels, how it changes the flow.
Yeah, give it a go. We hope you found these little keys useful on your journey. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.